So in this video we're looking at standard form and ordinary form, two different ways to write numbers. Standard form, for example, must be in the format of a number such as 2.03 times 10 to the power of something. It could be to the power of 8 or 10 or negative 3 or anything like that. Then again, it has to be a number that's not 0, a decimal point, and then anything that is left on after that. And it can be a negative power. Ordinary form, nothing special, it's just like we've always written the numbers. So, for instance, 2,346, or 1.24, or 0.0007. So, what we sometimes need to do is convert from ordinary form into standard form. So we're going to take a look at that as an example. First thing that we want to do is move the decimal point so that there is one non-zero number in front of it. And in the case like this first example here, you'll notice that there is no decimal point. So if there's no decimal point, draw it on at the end, because we don't write it if there's no numbers after it. But now that we know it's at the end of that number because we didn't see it anywhere else, we can actually count over how many spots we'd have to move it. 1, 2, 3, 4 spots. To get it such that it would be 5.4363. One number in front of the decimal, that's a non-zero, and now we need to add on the times 10 to a power. So we've moved over 4 spots, and this will be our power. And the next thing I want you to think about is it's going to be a positive or a negative power. So was the original number we looked at a really big number? And if it is, we know we're going to have a positive power because it needs to times it by 10 4 times to make it a really big number. So if it's a big number, again, it'll be a positive power of 4. Let's take a look at the next example. Here we see a decimal point, and how many places do we need to move it so that we have one number in front of it? So here we have to move it just one spot, so we change that to 2.578. times 10, and in this case we moved it one spot, so I know there'll be a 1, and then I need to ask, is it a big number or a small number? And in this case it's a big number, and what I mean by big number is like more than 1 or less than 1. So this is more than 1, it's a big number, and so I leave it as a positive power. Now the next two examples we look at really small numbers. You can see these are 0.000 something or other, so they're less than 1, they're small. And if we count it up to try to move the decimal, here we have to move it in the other direction, 1, 2, 3 spots, so that we can get 6.87 times 10, and here again we've moved it 1, 2, 3 spots, we've moved it to the right. This is a really small number, so I'm saying I need to divide by 10 basically a bunch of times to get it to be a small number. So if it's a small number, we use a negative power. So 6.87 times 10 to the negative 3. Looking at the last example here, again I need to move my decimal point so that it has just one non-zero digit in front of it. So let's count up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 spots. 5.09 times 10 to the negative 7. And again a negative power because it's a really little number. So again, little numbers less than 1 are going to have negative powers, and big numbers more than 1 are going to have positive powers.